everyone, welcome back to the Stitches and Scribbles channel. My name is Erin and I've got a regular old podcast for you today. I ended up taking a break last week again because I wasn't feeling well and I didn't really have a voice, so podcast filming was not really going to work, and in general I was feeling kind of rushed and behind, and I'd rather take a break and take a week off than feel really stressed about doing YouTube stuff, especially now that I'm back to, for the rest of the school year, working full-time as a sub. So yeah, that was just what was going on last week. The 5th grade germs finally hit me the week before I was supposed to leave them, so I made it 4.5 months with no illness from the kids I was working with, so I would consider that a win, even though I did end up getting sick. I have now switched spots in my school, so I'll be working mostly in the library and also helping out with some 3rd grade subjects as well. And I'll be in that spot until the end of the year, covering another maternity leave. So I'm excited to still be full-time, but having swapped positions. I loved 5th grade, but I think the library is a little bit more my speed, so I'm happy to be in there. That also has not left a ton of time for crafting, so I actually only have one finished object to show you, and it's actually going to be my vlog for this week as well, so you'll see a whole dedicated video for this finished object. But I made another pair of Taylor Swift socks. Let's say in the comments, see if you can guess what album this is supposed to be, and even more so if you can guess what song I was inspired by. It's a little subtle on this one, but it was inspired by a specific song. And this was a yarn that I got from the Wisconsin Sheep and Wool Festival. It was actually one of the ones that I won from winning the crochet relay race. So really happy with this color palette. I actually almost bought this yarn before doing the relay race, but decided I had bought enough, so it was kind of fun to go home with a color that I had my eye on for the duration of the event. So another pair of Taylor Swift socks. Leave your guesses in the comments of what album you think it's for. And I also have quite a few works in progress going. I did realize I forgot to bring one of them down. I'm still chugging along on my Musselburgh hat. That's kind of been my travel project for events where I'm not sure how much focus I can give to my knitting, because I'm working on the part that's all just plain stockinette stitch instead of doing any increases or decreases. So that's kind of been my easy project, and because of that it's actually upstairs in my bag that I take to events and stuff. So I don't have that one down here, but what I do have is a couple of other whips that I can show you, even though this will probably be a little bit of a shorter podcast episode just because there's not a ton to show you. The first whip that I'm working on is actually a gift, so if you're my mom, don't watch this, or my mother-in-law for that matter, because you're getting something very similar for Christmas. I am working on this pair of vanilla socks. I have already completed one. I'm now working on the heel of the second one, and yeah, for a second when I held it up, the leg of this one looked way shorter than the leg of the other one, but it's not. It's fine. I have now started the slip stitch rib heel flap. I can say words in the correct order. After finishing up the leg, and I'm just doing vanilla socks as my gift socks because it's a lot faster. It was originally my goal for this year to finish a pair of gift socks a month. However, when I made that goal, I still thought that I would have most of February and the beginning of March off, and that did not happen. So I am definitely behind on my gift knitting because I have 10 pairs of socks to make this year as gifts, and this is still the first pair that I'm working on now at almost April. So that's not ideal, but I figure I'll get a bunch done over the summer because it's a small portable project, and usually over the summer I don't like having big items sitting on my lap while I'm working because it's too hot, so socks will be perfect. So maybe I'll get caught up once we hit summer and maybe even if I'm really feeling ambitious, knock out a pair over Easter break, which is coming up. But that is the pair of socks I'm working on. This is a yarn from Hobby Lobby. It's the Yarn Bee Authentic hand dyed in the color Seraphim Sea. This is a 100% superwash merino wool, about 400 yards. And the reason why I said my mom and my mother-in-law couldn't watch this video is because I actually bought them the same yarn for their Christmas socks. So they will be getting very similar designs. I'm toying with the idea of making one pair textured. I believe they even have the same shoe size. I need to double check what shoe size my mother-in-law is, but I think they even wear the same size shoe. So not that they would get their socks mixed up because they live in 2 different states, but just to make one pair a little different from the other, I might make the other one textured. We'll just have to see when we get there. My other whip that I've been working on and hoping to be done with before Easter is a hexagon cardigan. And I'm still on the first side. And this is another sheep and wool festival yarn that I got. It's actually 4 different colors, so I'm alternating 2 skeins for this side, and I'll alternate the other 2 skeins for the other side. But this is how big it is so far. So I'm nearing the point where I could be done with the body, but I wanted kind of a loose, drapey, like 3/4 length sleeve vibe, and I definitely still have plenty of this yarn left to do that, although if I needed to, I could always stop adding rows to the sleeve and just work on the body. But since I'm so close to the body size I want anyway, I feel like I can probably just keep going and it'll be fine. The other side is going to be a deeper teal and more purple, so they'll kind of be contrasting, with one being kind of the lighter shades of the 4 yarns I got and the other one being the darker shades. And I'm really excited to see how it turns out. I really, really hope I can get it done in time to wear it for Easter, but considering that Easter is this coming Sunday and I'm filming this on Monday, that's not looking too great. I'd really have to crank it out this week if I wanted to do that, but you never know. I might be able to finish in time. But yeah, that's the like main whip I've been working on. The other one that I've had in progress, even though it's not urgent for anything, is my very first raglan pullover sweater. So how do I even want to hold this up? This is what it looks like so far. I have not split for the body yet, but I'm really close to splitting the body and the sleeves. And I'm doing this with 2 skeins of Lion Brand Mandala. They're both in the same colorway, but I started at different points. I was going to pull them out to show you, but they are very wedged in my project bag. So you can see it more clearly with the blue, or what is currently the blue. It started with a lighter shade and it's going into a darker one. And at the point I'm knitting at now, it's a like indigo purple color. And the orange is going to transition into a yellow here pretty soon. So it'll be striped all the way through, but it'll kind of fade through a couple different colors. I haven't decided yet if I want to try to work on the sleeves and the body at the same time so that the sleeve stripes match up with the body stripes as much as possible. That also feels like it's going to be really annoying. So I haven't decided yet what I want to do. I might even do the sleeves just in one skein, so a solid color or a gradient in this case. But we'll see. I don't really know yet. I feel like it would look really cool with the stripes kind of meeting up all the way down the sleeves and the body, but that does seem like a lot of work and a lot of planning and a lot of knowing exactly how long each stripe is, which I don't really trust myself to do that confidently. But we'll see. I probably will just continue the body and then do something funky with the sleeves, because the reason why I picked this project was more to learn about the construction of raglan sweaters than it was to like have a really pristine finished product. Like, it's going to be a goofy looking sweater because it's goofy looking yarn. So yeah, all of that to say, I don't really know what I'm doing with that one, but I'm excited to see where it goes with whatever decision I make along the way. That's kind of it as far as stuff I've been working on. I've been kind of just cranking out those projects. My Taylor Swift socks, for some reason, took me forever. I was really low on motivation while working on those. I was kind of struggling to be motivated to work on any knit and crochet projects for like a couple weeks. And it wasn't even that I felt overwhelmed, I just felt tired. I don't know if it was like the end of the winter season. We had another like cold spurt of weather that went through. I just didn't feel like working on things. I felt like getting cozy under a blanket on the couch and watching movies and playing games on my phone instead of crocheting or knitting. So not a lot to show for my crafting time over the last couple weeks, despite taking a week off. But it is what it is. I'm still happy with the finished product I do have and the progress I've made on my other things. And I know that it'll be a little calmer in the coming weeks. So I have that to look forward to. But unfortunately, I think that's going to be it for this podcast episode. I feel bad giving you a really, really short one, but again, it is what it is this week. I think I've talked about this on the podcast before, but I am hoping to be able to go back to a full-time job next year, which means next year, meaning next school year, which would mean adjusting my filming schedule significantly, possibly to the point of only having a couple of podcasts a month instead of one every week. But nothing to plan for yet because I just don't know. But that definitely would make it easier to have more to show you in a podcast episode if they were longer apart. Although this was not a great example of that because I took a week off last week and I still don't have a ton to show you. But oh well, it is what it is. On that note, that's going to be it for this week's podcast. Just a short and sweet episode. Thank you so much for watching if you made it all the way through. And if you'd like to consider subscribing, it would really help me out and it gets my videos out to more people. Also leave a comment or a like or a whatever down below. It really helps make it so that more people see my videos here on YouTube. If you want to follow me on other social media, that information will be in the description box below as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye everyone.